Okay, here we are. This is lesson 5 of drawing the NASCAR number 13 car. And like I said I would, I'm working more on the top and on the body today. And there's quite a bit to do. I didn't count on it being quite so complicated to do that, the net meshing on the window there. So it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. So I didn't get to the wheels and tires, which I was hoping I would, but we will do those tomorrow. Um, Even though I didn't actually complete the body, I'm going to finish that off camera today. And then, because we're almost done with it anyway, and then we will start tomorrow with working on the wheels and tires. So I want to get down to those because they'll really make the car look a lot neater. It'll kind of straighten things up and answer some questions about the way it's going to look. So anyway, here I am working on the mesh, and that's the front part in the front driver's quarter window. And as you can see, there's little tiny holes and little square holes. It's kind of a mess to do. Quite a bit of work in there because you have to go down one row and then back the other row and crosswise to it and make sure you get them all right. And I didn't count them. I just kind of sketched them in, and I just dotted around them. So don't write me nasty letters about them not being exact, because they surely aren't. They're just a representation to to kind of look like what it is, just to more or less fake it, if you will. And in the long run, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're looking for how the car looks. I'm not trying to make this exactly like the car. I'm trying to make it look good. And to me, I want a car that looks good rather than one that's exactly the same. So I pump up a value on the color here and there, and change things around just to make it look better from my eye. And sometimes I probably guess wrong, and sometimes I'm sure I don't do what somebody else would like to make it look right for them. But it is the way I work, and it's the way I like to draw. And when you're the artist, you get to choose what you do, unless a customer is paying for it, in which case the customer gets to tell you what you're going to do if you choose to take the commission. And sometimes I do take the commissions, and sometimes I don't, because if there are things that just don't look right and that's what the customer wants, then I'm not probably the guy to do that. But in this case, I'm doing this one for my greeting card line, so I don't really care. It's for myself, and I'm not sure it will be for the greeting card line, but it's gonna be a nice drawing anyway. I have a friend who's is a big NASCAR guy, and he'll probably really flip out when he sees this because he doesn't know I'm doing it. Normally I do foreign cars, or really exotic street cars and race cars, and like I said before, this is the first NASCAR car that I've ever drawn, so it's gonna be kind of, oh, I take that back, I did do one other, but this is the only one that's done in black and white. I did one in color with colored pins, but wasn't really happy with the way that one turned out. I really enjoy black and white. It's a little more stark, and like black and white photography, it just looks good. And when you do it right, it really impacts the people who look at it too. It's something kind of unique, and I really enjoy working with it. Plus the fact that, like I said, when I did the mini with the colored pens, the black and white, the black ink will last for a couple hundred years at least, if it's not subjected to water damage or something like that. They call it archival ink, and it should last 200 years or more. So in that case, that's going to be forever. It's going to be well past as long as I'm going to be alive. So to me, that's lasting forever. But some of the colored inks, the ones especially that have dye as their basis rather than pigment, they will go away. They're called fugitive, and they will go away. And the more light that they're hung in and exposed to, and all the rest of environmental factors could make it disappear, so that in, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 years, it wouldn't look anything like what you had done. So if you're good with that, that's fine. I'm not. If I'm going to put this much effort in something, I really want it to look good, and I want it to last for a while. So um, just personal, and that could be, could be a weird way to look at it, but to me, if you're going to spend all this time, you really should make it look the way you want it to, and make it last for a long, long time. So that's what I do, or that's what I try to do. Anyway, doing some little trim stuff and everything, and just working on the Chevrolet symbol here, the logo, the so-called bow tie. Okay, and a little bit of work on the hood, and a little bit of work in the highlights. Getting down to the end of it for today. This was a long lesson, but there was a lot to do. So, like I say, I'll finish this up off camera tomorrow, and then when you come back, you'll be able to see how we've done, and we'll work on the wheels and tires. I hope to see you back then. Thanks a lot. Bye.